The story of the formation of Israel in 1948 goes through these sites on the hills surrounding Jerusalem. These picturesque sites may mislead the traveler, as only 7 decades ago, some fierce battles took here and changed the course of the region. At the end of the British Mandate, leaders of the Zionist movement declared the creation of a Jewish state. Subsequently, an ongoing local conflict between Jews and Arabs evolved into a large-scale war involving forces from several Arab states. The road to Jerusalem was a major strategic point in this battle.
Jerusalem is like the heart, and this is the artery that gives life to that heart. And if you can control this route, then you can control Jerusalem.
Sha'ar Hagai is one of the most famous spots on the road. Gate of the Valley in Hebrew and Bab el-Wad in Arabic.
The name Sha'ar Hagai comes actually from the Bible itself. In Chronicles, book number 2, we have the name Sha'ar Hagai, which was one of the gates in the city of Jerusalem itself. Here, it's a gateway towards Jerusalem on the road to Jerusalem. This was an ancient road to Jerusalem, even has Roman milestones on this ridge of mountain right here where they were found. And the Sha'ar Hagai translates as the gateway to the valley going up to Jerusalem.
The beginning of the battle was difficult for the Jewish forces. These armored vehicles on the side of the Highway 1, the main road between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, are evidence to the fierce battles that occurred here in 1948.
What they did was they took trucks like these and put plates of armor on them in order to stop the bullets from entering the armored vehicle, and this way they could continue on their journey. They worked for a little bit, and some were able to go through, but eventually the Arabs understood this, and they put blockades on the road that stopped the convoys long enough for them to attack them and burn them on fire.
The hardship to secure the road to Jerusalem was not the only problem the Jewish forces faced. In the diplomatic arena, the Zionist movement encountered difficulties.
4 months into the war, almost 1,000 casualties. That's 1,000 funerals that you have to arrange during an ongoing war here. Not only on the battlefield itself, but also in the political arena. The United States has a representative go to the UN and say that it was a bad idea to support the partition plan and the resolution that would divide this country into Jewish state and Arab state. And in the political arena, things were looking bad as well. The Jewish leadership now needed to find a new strategy because this one was definitely failing.
The solution came from a place not too far from Sha'ar Hagai, the Kastel.
We're now on the peak of the Kastel. We can see around us the hilltops around Jerusalem. We can see the beautiful development of all the settlements in this area. And the significance here is to understand that the road to Jerusalem, right behind me, goes right beneath the Kastel. The Kastel sits up here on the peak and controls that road to Jerusalem. This is a vital point if you want to get to Jerusalem. All these hilltops had Arab villages that would control the road to Jerusalem. When vehicles would go by, they would shoot down at them and wouldn't let them pass to Jerusalem with supplies, food, medical equipment. That's what put Jerusalem actually under siege. Then when they changed the strategy, instead of armoring those convoys and defending them, they decided to move to offense, conquer the hilltops here so that they themselves would control the road to Jerusalem.
The Kastel Fortress is an archaeological site from the 12th century CE.
Behind me we can see the Beit HaMukhtar, which was the house of the leader of the village. The village name was Kastel, which preserves the ancient name. The Crusaders, when they got here, built a fort here called Castellum Belvoir, which translates as the Fortress of the Beautiful View.
The Battle of the Kastel took place from April 3rd to April 9th. It's considered one of the most significant points in the 1948 war, which not only gave the Jewish forces a push toward victory, but also inspired and shaped the nature of the Israel Defense Forces.
What happened was the leader of all of the Arab forces in the area, Abdelkader al-Husseini, arrives here to take command of this battle himself. That's how important the battle on the Kastel is for the Arabs in the area. The Jews don't know this at first, and they're fighting for 3 days and nights in the rain here and in the mud. Finally, Abdelkader al-Husseini comes up the hill himself. He's shot down. The Jews at first don't realize that they shot Abdelkader al-Husseini, and then they start hearing that all the Arabs in the area are gathering because the bird has fallen in the cage. But the Arabs didn't know that he was shot dead. They thought that he was held here captive, and they come here to free him. In that huge attack, the Kastel falls into their hands. Shimon el-Fassi, one of the commanders here, says, as they're retreating, privates shall retreat, commanders will stay and give them cover. And that is something that till today, that leadership goes with the IDF till today.
In 1949, Israel signed armistice agreements with its Arab neighbors, putting an end to the 1948 war and starting a new chapter in the Holy Land. But that was only the beginning of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, a story which continues until today.